All right, happy Halloween. Tonight I am going to be making my Craft Roulette card. It is, I don't know how long ago the show was on. While it was going, since I wanted to record this tonight, I made a different card. I worked on this birthday card for my nephew, who's 18. Actually today, I'm a little bit behind, but I'm actually gonna send it with my other nephew's birthday card and my sister's birthday card. So this turned out really cute. I made just this little simple shaker window, and I really love this embossing folder. Obviously I just cut a circle out of that, but that is cute. I love that. Excited to send that to him. And I was also just playing with these scraps that I had on my desk, and I think I'm gonna make a card out of this. So but still kind of just playing around with that, trying to clean up scraps on my desk. But tonight for the show, it was episode 291 on Halloween, and the guest was Jay Thomas. The parameters tonight for project, we got postcard, colors were Easter basket, element was pack, packs, or packing, and random was shiny. So I started by thinking about my colors. I think that I like my cards more if I pick the colors first. I think I just get more settled, and then I can think about the other things there. So I picked these colors. These are from Concord and Ninth: Sweet Pea, Starfruit, Powder, and Midnight. And the inspiration that I used were Peeps and Peeps packages. Peeps are my least favorite Easter candy, but they are abundant around Easter and in Easter baskets, and I think the colors are really cute. So these are the colors I went with. So after that, I spent a lot of time thinking about how I wanted to do postcard. I didn't want to actually make a postcard. I also was not sure about using the postage dies, though I love them. And after a lot of different things I thought about, I decided to do the oversized postage stamp, and just decided that this is a blown up version of a stamp for a postcard. So that is what I'm going to work on. And then back here you can see my shiny metallic paper is the backing for the postage stamp, and then I brought in the powder. For backing, I am going to use these Happy Sky dies from Concord and Ninth Summer Camp, and obviously you can see this is an airplane, and every time I go on an airplane I have to pack, so that is my packing. So I guess the last thing is the sentiment that I selected, and I'm going to use this pretty pink Posh set. It's very old. Well, I actually don't know if it's very old. It feels like it's very old because this thing doesn't stick. I got this online on Facebook Marketplace. So I really love this little Dream Big sentiment, and I think it's super cute with things that are in the air like these, or an airplane. So that is what I'm going to use. But I'm going to start by just putting this die set together, and I cut 2 of these planes. The cardstock's actually pretty thick on this color, but I think sometimes these thinner parts are just need a little reinforcement. So anyways, I'm going to stack these, and then we'll put on all the little pieces. I really love dies and die cutting, probably more than stamping. I like stamping a little bit. I would say I like coloring the least. So dies are kind of my favorite thing. I had actually made a video earlier this week with the same die set, but my video came out sideways, so I decided not to post that one. This one seems not sideways to me. I really hope it's not. I might just post it anyway. I've seen videos like that. It's a little crazy, but it is what it is. I was also disappointed about that last video not being posted because I worked to make sure to keep this in view and keep the card stuff flat, but that's okay. I'm doing a good job today with that. So there's just a bunch of little pieces on this die. I think it's worth it. I think this plane is like super adorable even with all that work, or this work. So I went with yellow. I feel like yellow is just classic Peeps, so that's how I decided to make the plain yellow. And then I added the shiny propeller, and honestly I didn't want to cut this out of a different color because they're all on the same die, so I was just being lazy. I kind of didn't love the shiny, I don't know what this would be called on a plane, but we'll see. It's pretty cute when it's done. I feel like this die is the hardest one for me to get on this plane set. Just want to get that lined up. Cute. So this is looking pretty good. Trying to remember what else, how I picked this. Okay, so this goes up front. It's like the little nose. That's looking good. And then we've got two pieces here. One, I don't know, a wheel and a wheel cover, I guess. Not a plain part aficionado, but that's what I would call this. So I'm going to just pop that wheel on. Cute. And the wheel cover. And the plane, not quite done. We're almost there. We've got a few more little accent pieces. I did not glue the two planes together super well, which is a little annoying, but mostly only noticeable at this bottom part, but that's okay. All right, so got a little piece that goes right here, and it's nicely outlined. This was from the Concord and 9th 2024 summer camp, so just had these little dies as part of that. I thought this one, I feel like this one was one of my favorites. Trying to think about the other ones. Yeah, I would say this one was one of my favorites. I think it's adorable. I really like cutesy stuff. I do like florals, but whoops. This is just cute. It was the first class too, so that kind of was exciting. It was my first one. Okay, now we've got this super cute airplane. Look how adorable. I love it. I say a lot and I don't want to. I'm gonna just kind of try to, make this really clean and simple, I think. But I also want to, I think I said in my last video, audition these pieces, or I guess some people say dry fit as well. I like these guys overlapping, and I think I'm gonna raise that one. Those guys overlapping. See if I change it. This maybe kind of want this up here. Feels kind of empty up here. But I think I'm gonna put the sentiment down here. So maybe just kind of clearing through the clouds. That's cute. Then we'll have it like this, quick and easy card. Super adorable. I'm gonna get this stamp out because I've learned enough about stamping and die cuts and all that stuff, card making, that I need to get this stamp on. I think this one usually stamps pretty well for me. I'm just going to decide where I want it positioned. I think just in that corner. Might be cute, like right under the plane. I am going to stamp it in that blue too. I like this. I like it right under the plane. It's not a normal choice I would make. I would normally pop it down here, but I'm actually really liking it right there. So I'm going to go with that. Make sure I still like my cloud situation. I do. I need to try to remember not to mumble. I think I mumble a lot, and I don't want to do that in my videos. All right, I think this is how we're going to go with it. Maybe watch me fuss with it just a little bit more. I think this is adorable. I did consider this cloudy double card front die, but I really like the clouds that come with this set, so I'm going to stick with that. I am going to stamp this on my generic Misty. Just get that set up. Normally I stamp it in the bottom, but I'm trying to stay in frame. I guess right now I'm stamping it here. Cool. I like that. And I'm going to get this off just in case I make a mess with my stamp. Hopefully I don't. I need the tiny stamps. I actually think I have, I do have those, and I think this color's in there, but I'm just using that dark blue color that is the clouds. And I've never opened it before. Let me pop up and see if I have it in the small cube. I do. I'm going to use this to try not to make a mess. So I know I'm busting out with a lot of things, but the reality is I buy a lot, like all these little cubes I got on the buy sell trade group. So all right. Like I said, I think this one stamps pretty well. I'm not going to get even the like little stamp pusher thingy. Yep, I like that. I'm going to stamp it one more time. Just because. Probably don't need to. All right. I don't want to push that too hard. These little letters, I can see I kind of pushed hard the first time and it got blurry a little bit, but not much. Okay. Cute. Just set that aside and get this set up, and then this card will be wrapped up pretty quick. I'm going to start just by adhering these layers, and I think instead of popping my cloud up on foam tape, I had cut them a second time. I might just double up this one cloud to give it a little dimension. I don't know, it won't be too much, but because I think I might stick my whole stamp up. Oh man, I wanted to cut this before. That's okay, I guess it's staying on. I was gonna be cool and cut it off. Now I'm not. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna just glue this down. This is really adorable. I love cute, whimsical things. There's someone in the gallery, I don't remember her name right now, always using the little lawn fawn dies, and it's just so adorable. I don't have a lot of lawn fawn, but I ended up buying some, I think probably after weeks of looking at that in the, I scooted this a little, weeks of looking at that in the gallery and thinking, maybe I need that. Probably I don't. All right. Almost done here. Again, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna just try to cut this real straight and see what happens. Worst case scenario, I can just cut another one. Okay, of course I already have glue, all that good stuff. Sure, I can't cut a straight line, but let's see how this looks. We're just gonna go with that. Almost done here. I love how when you kind of plan a card out, it comes together so quickly. I don't always plan and I kind of wing it. Sometimes it just takes a very long time. Just kind of overlap that one. There's not going to be a ton of definition between those two, but I'm not super worried about it. I think that doubling up will give it enough definition there. That's cute. I think that's absolutely adorable. I'm going to pop it on this card and call it good. I am going to put it on foam tape. And I'm going to put one down the middle, but I'm just going to use the thin one because I'm almost out of this thick one. I don't know that it matters. I need to work on my foam tape game. Some people have those big giant rolls and it just seems smarter than ordering as frequently as I do. Okay. Almost done. All right, now I'm just going to try my best to get this centered. And that is my Craft Roulette card for episode 291. Thanks for watching.